Ride or die.
I go hard in the paint, yeah, homie, I'm a saint.
Ride or die.
I think I agree. It was the chat was bad. I really enjoy Apostate Prophet's content, and the fact I've had him on my channel a few times has not gotten me any favors in the Muslim community. But as long as they're actively going to be okay with, you know, killing people for leaving their religion in an Islamic state or criticizing it, I'm going to keep putting all of kinds of apostates on, atheist, Christian, whoever leaves it. I'll help platform you and get your voice out.
It's always the case as well, like people who whine against like being criticized, you just want to go after them more. Like the more they whine, the more you want to do it. It's like if they
Also,
were just like, "Yay, you can criticize a prophet, whatever," nobody would do it. The fact that they feel like they're entitled to, you know, not have their prophet criticized, you just want to fucking do it.
yeah, and here's the thing: like, it's a slippery slope because um, even me saying that I believe that Muhammad made something up, and in several cases, Muslim would say that's an unfair criticism. Or if I say that, and I point out the obvious, that it's either um, he's a liar, he's a lunatic, or he's a prophet of God. Like, there's no, I don't see where there could be like a fourth option that you guys would find acceptable. It seems like in order for me to criticize Islam, I have to take my Shahada and only say positive things. And that's just not rational.
Somebody says you're obsessed with Muslims. We've said like 2 sentences already, and this guy's triggered.
Yeah, I get that. I get that a lot. But so, like, I don't make, if you go to my YouTube channel, I don't have like a lot of videos targeting Islam. I have some because I'm a Christian, in the same way I have some that address atheism. But the biggest thing that I get and the biggest criticism, probably the biggest group that complains about anything I do, it's it's Muslim Dawa followers who aren't willing to think through what I'm saying or engage with me with any kind of respect. And I've already stated the reasons that if it was just that, and they said, okay, we no longer want to kill apostates and we no longer want people to die for criticizing Allah and his prophet, then I would be like, oh, well, I would have less reasons to actively criticize Islam. But until that changes, I'm going to be continuing to address it. Not like as my primary content, of course, because frankly, I would drive myself nuts if I tried to make my channel all about Islam.
Oh, do you know what? If I knew enough about Islam, like people like David Wood and stuff, I would do the same. Like David Wood is earning about £6,000 a month from patrons alone just to criticize Islam. That's incredible.
Yeah, he's in the chat and he goes, "I'm glad we are keeping you up at night." Yeah, if you are a Muslim and you are supporting of killing of apostates and all that stuff I've been listing twice over and over, then yes, you are keeping me up. That you are so dogmatic and so intolerant, and your religion is so weak that you don't believe it can defend itself, that you would have to go to these matters. Yes, yeah, I stand by that.
And that's the whole joke of Islam, how intolerant it is to criticism. Because you can have a Christian or you can have an atheist and he's criticizing Christianity, but he's not making £6,000 a month from criticizing Christianity. But you talk about Islam and people, you know, people hate it, so then, the audience love it.
It says in the chat, which why don't you come up, MJ? I'm not mod. I don't have the little green bean. You and
Yeah.
I can have a conversation. Maybe we could come to some common terms. But so I don't giggle and laugh out loud or make a big joke when atheists mock Jesus. But I'm certainly not going to tell them that they don't have the right to criticize me, my religion, or my God. See, look, in Christianity, we believe that God is big enough to take care of himself and that God doesn't need me white knighting for him like some kind of sin. Um, so in this case, if Daz critiques Christianity, great. Daz is an atheist. He's a friend of mine. I've known him for a while. I'll take the criticism. I can argue back. But this is why we're talking about what is a stronger worldview? A worldview that you can defend without having to threaten violence.
See, for me, it's very simple. If you if you find something dear to your heart and someone insults it, like for example, someone insults your child or mother because you know you have to love your God more than anything. If you love your religion as much as you say, if you're a true believer, of course you will not be happy and you will not cry when something bad happens to someone who insults your religion. Of course, it's not like I'll do it, but if something happens to him, it's not like I'm going to, lower the flags for 3 days and cry and mourn him. I'll be indifferent, to be honest. Yeah. He brought it on himself.
So you would say that from your perspective that you not only are fine with it, but you would encourage it in an Islamic state that if somebody criticized Muhammad, that they should be put to death. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if you go to, for example, in UK, even until recently, they stopped it. But if you insult the Queen, you would be prosecuted. You'd be in jail or something. It was dangerous. It depends. For example, it's a matter of this and attacking people's honors, disrespecting people, and it's an act of animosity, which should not be tolerated, I believe. And whatever that
What should
decides us to
what
do,
what happened to them people?
wallahi, there's as per our law, there are people they're saying they give a
Yeah,
chance to
not as. What do you
recant.
think? What do you think?
No, Islamic. No, no. I believe the Islamic law is the best way to pursue life.
And they're
I
to
believe it's
die,
the best thing to be implemented. Huh? I'm sorry?
and they should be killed for criticizing like the prophet.
If they don't recant, they have a chance to recant their statement. If they don't, they could face such a punishment. Yes, as per that. This is no Muslim can deny this. It's in our books. It's there. It's clear as day, and it will not go. I don't think
So
it will go
what?
anywhere.
So what level of criticism could I critique the prophet without you turning me over to the authorities and an Islamic State? Let's say we're in an Islamic State right now.
Mm.
It seems to me that there's only three options for me as a Christian when looking at the prophet Muhammad. I either have to say he's a prophet, he's a liar, or he's a lunatic. Can you present for me a fourth option? Because I don't see one that's available.
Well, of course, you don't keep your opinions to yourself, like everything else. Like for example, when there was a law in UK to punish the person who cursed the Queen, whether you liked her or not, you don't insult her. This is the land of the land. If I go to UK and they force me to pay taxes, you pay your tax. You're in the people's land. You follow their laws. Very simple. It's not rocket science, I believe.
Yeah,
So
but when I'm in my country in England, and I'm on my computer and I'm insulting or criticizing your prophet, and you have people who are just like giving you death threats or whatever. What do you think about that?
You get what you reap what you sow. Of course, when you insult someone, and if, for example, I'll come to you and I'll curse at your mother, for example, or at your child, you'll get offended. You'll reply with an
Well,
insult. You'll reply with animosity. You shouldn't expect flowers, of course. There's crazy people out there. There's people who
we
are
have a
sick.
Muslim,
Like, uh,
James knows very well, who made a rap about killing my daughter, and I didn't want to kill him or anything. I
just
just
one
clicked the
second.
screen off. Went, oh well, shit happens.
So you believe that um, I should not be able to share with you what I believe is the truth, that Jesus Christ is God and Muhammad is a false prophet, and Dad should not be able to share with you that he believes your religion is false and my religion is false. You believe that Dad should keep quiet and I should keep quiet, and you should be the only one allowed to speak. Is that correct? Am you there?
Yeah, yeah. I just came back. I had to
Did
close
you
the
hear
water.
my
What was
question?
No, no. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll sum it up real quick. So, still going within the confines of the conversation we're having, you would say that it is Dad should be quiet and not point out that our religions are false, and I should be quiet and not point out that Muhammad is not a prophet. Is that what you believe?
Well, if your law, as I said, if your land of the law didn't allow it, you shouldn't do it. Of course, this is the logical option. Of course.
What if I had
And if I
a
come into your house, mhm,
what if I made a law that you could not pray 5 times a day?
then you
Would
shouldn't
you
go to
no
that
longer
country.
pray 5 times a day?
No, you should leave that country. Islamically, we have to leave our country or do it in secrecy. And of course, you have to leave the country. That's it. Ard Allah wasi'a. The land of God is very big.
Now, do you see it better that there's places like the UK or the US where you're allowed to practice your religion and I'm allowed to practice mine, and Daz is allowed to practice no religion, and yet then no one dies? Doesn't that sound like a better situation to live in than an Islamic state where Daz could be killed and I would be killed? Because
but
I'm not
that's
paying no jizya.
but that's the thing. See, the Christians, they don't want the church to come back. And I understand that's what led rise to the whole atheist movement. I get it. They have their own reasons. But no, Muslims like the Islamic law. That's the reality. We have to just, accept that reality. Islamic Muslims want Islamic law. It's, as per our religion, we have a way of living. That's it, yeah. Like the Jews have their own land, they want their own religion of law. We want to be ruled by our own laws too.
But
Yeah,
the doctrine also wants to impose that law on everybody.
yeah, because I'm not paying the jizya. Just so you're aware, under any circumstance, I'm not paying protection money.
Now pay taxes. You'll pay your tax too. Everyone pays their taxes.
I will
Correct?
not pay a religious tax to any religious authority who tries to make me
It's not
submit.
a religious tax. So you're confused, brother. أول شيء, if it's an Islamic state, the residents of that country are Islamic أصلا. It's not about race. For example, you decided to split your country based on borders you drew up on a paper. No, we would rather draw up our lines and our countries based on religion. If you are from our religion, it's your land. You will be, but if you're not, then you're a foreigner. You understand? In that case, of course, you'll pay taxes differently. Like a foreigner in your land will pay taxes differently. For example, if we say they have some services, and many countries have those laws, and it's accepted. There's no issue.
No, there's a big difference. So, for example, the jizya is protection money. It means that the Muslims are going to go to war. You're supposed to be protected. But there's also a lot of things that you have to do. You have to recognize that Islam is the superior religion, also included with the jizya. And
That
in a
is not
lot of
true, brother.
cases, you're not allowed to build new churches. You're not allowed to share your faith with Muslims in an effort to convert them. These are all facts, correct?
No, not true. I think some of
So
these.
I can. So if I go to Saudi Arabia right now,
Mhm.
or let's say Pakistan, and
Yeah.
I try to share my faith to convert a Muslim, what would
No, no.
happen?
I would say we don't allow people to preach, correct? But you're allowed to have churches, except in some countries you're not religiously. Like our holy sites, you're not allowed to, of course, build churches. But other countries, they sometimes allow it. It's at their discretion. As for preaching, no, no, no. We're not allowed to preach here. preaching
I'm
is
in.
easy.
I, I I'm Pakistani ancestral. I'm from Pakistan. I'm currently in Canada. We have a sizable Christian and Hindu population in most of our big cities. And people are allowed to preach their religion there. So Pakistan is not like most Middle Eastern countries or most North African countries. They're more open to different religions and cultures, but it is becoming more and more um, fundamental due
No, no,
to
brother,
you know
Pakistan preaching is not allowed. I'm pretty sure there's a law against that.
yeah, my friend preaching is allowed.
No, no, there's laws against that. I can quote you the law.
Yeah, preach allowed.
Brother, I am Pakistani.
No,
I'm
no,
telling
No, no,
I'm
I'm
telling you,
uh-huh.
preaching is allowed.
I'm saying with all due respect, Em is right. There is rules against that. There might be areas where it's
No no
tolerated,
no no no
but
no 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 no.
hang on.
There may or
There
may
are
not.
people. Hang
It doesn't matter whether there are rules against it or not. Rules are rarely enforced, if ever. And
hang
I'm telling you,
on, you're not.
whoever is giving you this information
You
in
are not.
Pakistan, nobody is going to tell you that you can't preach Christianity because we literally have
You need,
Christian
you need
priests on megaphones preaching.
you need to let me finish my
Sorry.
sentence. There are currently people who have been arrested and are charged with preaching Christianity and criticizing Muhammad, and they are in jail currently right now in Pakistan. Are you denying that? That could just be a different law. If it's just like criticizing the prophet, that could just be under law. He's trying to. I have no doubt that he's not from Pakistan, and I'm sure that there could be some liberal pockets in Pakistan. But I have friends who are on the ground in Pakistan right now, Daz, and they are giving me very different information. And I can go online and I can verify what they're telling me, but I have not verified what he's telling me. There is no Christians actively in Pakistan on a large scale preaching to convert Muslims, not in any kind of public way. So I don't think there's any laws against it, but I think they have like blasphemy laws. So it's going to be interpreted like preaching Christianity is probably going to break the blasphemy law. Yep, that's correct. Amit, are you a Muslim or are you now an atheist? Or if you don't feel comfortable saying because of the country you came from, I understand.
I go hard in the paint, yeah, homie, I'm a saint.